We're like twinning. Almost.
We are. Really.
The gray hoodie girls.
That's what happens when it's 2 below 0 and snow on the ground and Amy just comes back from 60-degree Cali.
And I was cold the whole time I was there.
Oh,
I had 2 layers on everywhere we went.
that's disappointing. Be in Cali and still be cold.
It was indeed very disappointing. But oh well. Life.
Is that unseasonably cool for them, or is that like wintertime in?
It's like their winter.
It is.
In this video, we did another buddy read, this time of Emily Henry's Funny Story. I forgot the dust jacket for this, so I can't show you the pretty cover, but yeah, this is what we did. We did our buddy read of it, and we actually did this while I was away on vacation, so the majority of our little buddy reading recaps we did like over Skype. So we'll have those thrown in the video here for you guys. And then we'll have our final thoughts here in person.
Yay!
Yay! This video does contain spoilers. So if you haven't already read the book, then maybe do that first before watching the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, with that, warnings and all, we can throw it on back to our past selves.
Here we go.
What the hell did
It's got you like carved out.
I look like I should be praying or something? What? Christmas, I don't know what. Who knows? Who knows? I don't. But I'll just be scared. I don't know.
Sister Kelly.
It's that light right there. We go. I haven't got a clue. I didn't do anything. I don't know.
Weird, but I guess that's fine.
Let's just roll with it, I guess. I don't know.
Might as well. Alrighty. Well, let's jump right into this. Our first discussion of Funny Story by Emily Henry. The first 10 chapters, first 100 pages. What are we feeling? How are we feeling about it? Oh no, Kelly's taking the glasses off. Oh no. Oh no.
It only matters if I actually lay them aside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I was fairly clear on my text last night. I was like thinking, oh, spoiler alert. Okay. No, I like it. I do.
Okay, good. Yeah, I love it. I've been loving it so much. Like, Emily Henry just does something to me every time that I read her books. I'm just like, oh, it gives me all the feels. I just feel so happy reading her books.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's really good so far. The whole engagement getting called off and all of that fun stuff.
I mean, it didn't happen. So it's not like it was a surprise or anything.
Yeah.
It's literally the description of the book.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't read the description, so it was a surprise to me when I read it.
Yeah, no, I mean that was the point of the story. So I wasn't surprised by it, and I mean I think that Peter kind of played the part that was expected, you know. It was pretty. I mean, he wasn't going to be nice about it, because if he was nice about it and it was like, oh, okay, I understand, then there would be no need to fake date.
Yeah.
So you knew he was going to be an asshole. You knew they were going to break up. So, I mean, that was all pretty expected. So, surprised at Miles, though.
So you're surprised at Miles?
Yeah. I think that's the one that caught me off guard was, you know, you don't really expect your leading guy to be a stoner. So.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was kind of shocked by that one. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's a little different.
It is.
That's a little different.
The hot drug dealing bartender.
Not just a bartender, he's a wine tender.
Yeah. So it's just a little bit more classy of a drug dealer.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really funny when she went out with that her coworker from the library, and she's like, "You know the hot drug dealing bartender?"
Yes.
Yeah, like their interactions in public with other people, like Miles and Daphne and all that, like where he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my girlfriend, my adoring, loving, amazing girlfriend," or like whatever. Like those were really funny.
For sure.
Yeah, I do wish that it's like they're kind of stumbling into this fake dating thing. I wish that like after the night out when they like drunk RSVP'd, like the next morning they would have gone, "Oh my God," and then went, "Well, hey, why not? Let's do it." And yet it's just kind of like they like didn't talk about it, or except for, "Oh, I can't believe we did that." And now they're just kind of falling into it without, like it's accidental.
They take like 10 steps forwards, 5 steps back. Like, yeah, just kidding. We're not going to fake date.
Yeah. Really just commit. This is what I really do wish she'd gotten that morning after with them going, "Yeah, screw them, let's do this." I think that would have been neat, but oh well, it's all good. I like her writing, as always.
Mm-hmm.
There's some very quotable lines.
Yeah.
I wish I had actually marked them so that I go back and look at them. The only one I really remember, because it just was like, yeah, was when she was working in the library with her boss, the guy boss, Harvey. And she must have, I can't remember if she said something or made a mistake or something. And he told her, "You're in a library. If you can't be human here, where can you be?" And I was like, "Oh man, yeah. Yeah."
Library is the safe space for everybody.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
That one. I like that. Good, you go, Harvey.
What do we think of Daphne so far?
She doesn't seem to have a backbone.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. I'm over here being like, I really relate to Daphne. I think I'm Daphne.
Oh, I definitely see you, yes, but I'm not saying you don't have a backbone, but she's also the one that says, "Let's fake date," and she's like, haha, just kidding. Like,
I don't know. I like her. I think she seems cool.
I don't think she's terrible. It's just that I just don't think she's got the oomph, I guess.
I think it's my prediction, it's gonna be part of her growth, because like she keeps talking about how she's realizing that everything revolved around Peter. It was his house, his town, his friends, and where was she at? So I think, like you said, I don't think she has a lot of background. I don't think she's much of anything at this point. But I almost think that's the point.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
This
is going to be about self-growth for her.
I think so.
Yeah. And Miles had a really good point, like at the I think in chapter 9, because she finally told him that she was planning on leaving and going back home or going like to her mom or like whatever, and he said something like, "Why are you leaving?" And she said, "Because of Peter, like this is his town." And Miles was like, "So you're gonna uproot your life for him twice, for this guy twice? And it's like, you clearly have a job that you love and everything. Like, why would you move just for him again?" Like, and I'm like, dang, Miles, that's like really good. Like, yeah, why you shouldn't have to move, Daphne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good for her.
I think so. I think their relationship's going to be really, really cute. Because you know that they're going to end up together. You know.
Well, duh. I like the spin that she puts on whenever, Peter or Petra send a message or something, and, well, I just want to make sure you're okay. I want to make sure you're okay, and the fact that Miles and Daphne are both like, you want to make sure that you feel good. You want to make sure that we're okay so that you can feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're just gonna have to be used to being an asshole in this situation.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because, it can be so easy for there to be a gaslighting spin on that. I know we treated you badly, but are you okay? I want to make sure you're okay. Well, maybe you shouldn't have slept with your friend
Yeah.
at your bachelor party.
Yeah.
Maybe if you wanted me to be okay, you shouldn't have done that. So I kind of like that little thread going through there about how, Peter and Petra, outside of what they did, are really just naturally selfish people that don't care for anybody else, no matter how nice or caring they may seem, what kind of front they put on. And it just makes you wonder. I mean, the more they talk about Peter, the more that Daphne thinks about her relationship with Peter. You're like, yeah, damn, can you see that 10 years down the road? Dang.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like a stay-at-home mom of 3 drinking her way through the day.
Goals. No.
Goals.
Yeah, I thought about that after I said it, and I was like, oh, well, hey.
Why not?
Not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know.
It's good to have goals, I guess.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. I do like Miles as a character too. He just seems kind of like a goof. But like a goof with a driven goof. Like he's responsible enough to be like okay, he's not a complete loser. Even though he smokes weed sometimes, but
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Not at first.
He's cutting back. He said he's cutting back.
It was the initial impression, like her going and knocking on his door and this cloud of smoke coming out, of the room. It's just that initial impression, which
Yeah.
Henry probably did on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently it fed into Daphne's notions that Peter had, basically. I mean, she didn't even have her own opinions. They were his opinions. So it kind of fed into that. But yeah, it was that first impression. You were like, oh, this is our guy.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
All I can think of when I think of Miles is the stoner dude from Cabin in the Woods, the movie. Oh gosh, hang on. Because he, like, this is what I picture. He's just like this long-haired dude, always with the bong.
Oh, except you need the beard. The beard.
Oh, I forgot about the beard.
Draw a beard on it.
Yeah. But that's who I've been picturing while I've been reading the book, like anytime Miles is on the screen. But yeah, now I'm gonna have to reshape my thinking. Like there wasn't really a ton that happened in these first 10 chapters. It's just the setup.
And I absolutely hate where we had to leave off.
Well, lucky for you, we get to continue immediately. So
Yeah. It was probably a good thing though, because I would have stayed up way too late reading last night if I hadn't had to stop.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely is now like starting to get into the good stuff.
Her writing is just so bingeable.
It
Yes.
is.
I
Yeah.
mean, this first 100 pages like just flew.
Yeah, I sat and read them on the plane, and I haven't been able to sit and read more than like 10 pages of a book at once in a long time, but I sat and read like almost all 100 pages on the plane. for 2 hours straight, so no issues.
It is. Hey, congratulations on surviving, by the way.
Thank you. I
Did
still
you
have
hear
to go
about
back
the crash
apparently.
right there in San Diego?
Yeah, the fighter jet.
Yeah, Dad heard about it. He asked Mom immediately, did Amy make it? I'm impressed he remembered.
Yeah, it was a fighter jet from the Top Gun school, because that's like right here, the real Top Gun, and I guess the pilots had to eject and everything, but they're both okay. It just
Oh,
dropped into the bay.
Crazy.
Yeah. That was
How's
the
it
day.
happen?
That was the day we got there. The day we flew in, I think. It was
Oh, wow.
Wednesday, so yeah.
So yesterday.
Mhm. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long time. It's been long days.
The jet lag, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't know if I have much else on this, honestly, the first chapters.
It's a setup.
Yeah. Well, unless anyone else has anything else to say.
Oh,
could
I do.
probably-
I want Petra to make an appearance. Damn it.
I bet she does.
I want her to make, I want a firsthand experience with Petra. I want to see what that's all about.
Maybe they
Yeah.
won't till the wedding.
I was gonna say, do you think it's gonna go like all the way up to the wedding? That it's gonna have the time pass to then?
I think so.
Like, when is she supposed to still be in town when the wedding happens, or is she supposed to like leave before the wedding?
She's supposed to leave before the wedding because I think she was talking about the program thing that she's planning
Her
is
readathon.
like in mid-August.
Yeah, and the
and
wedding's in September? No.
Labor Day
Labor-
week. So it'd be
Yeah.
like shortly after that. So I'm betting it all comes down at the readathon.
Yeah.
Or, there's going to be the third act breakup of some sort. So that could happen at the readathon, and then they get back together is at the wedding.
Because they both
Oh.
go. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that could be good. But yeah, I like that. I like that. That would be good. Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't want to read.
Okay. So here's a question. Because it has been brought up already, do you think the breakup will have something to do with Miles and Petra having something? Because Miles has already brought up that if Petra wanted to get back together, he doesn't know what he'd do.
Yeah, I think it does, because I think Petra is the kind of person where she would still get jealous and want to take Miles back, because it's like something she can't have, or something like, there's something with Petra that she just, I don't know. I could see her doing this.
Well, Miles accused Peter of that, but hey, birds of a feather.
True.
And because Daphne has trust issues, I'm betting something happens there.
Yeah.
It's not a real something.
It would be like a misunderstanding thing.
I mean, not a real something, but like Petra causes a inappropriate situation.
Yeah. Or like Petra kisses Miles and Daphne walks in on it, and then
Daphne walks in.
I could see something like that happening.
We'll see. Emily Henry's better than that.
Yeah.
She'll come up with something good.
Let's read to chapter 20. I bet we could do that. Easy
Like
peasy.
to chapter 20 or through chapter 20?
To chapter 20.
2
Yeah.
through
Okay.
19.
Yeah, through 19, stop at 20. Because that's what I did for this, is I stopped at chapter 10.
Okay.
Did everyone else read chapter 10?
You didn't read 10?
I did,
No.
but no, I am throwing a fit because of where it is being left off.
That's chapter 20.
If I still wanted to.
If I still wanted to, but you're saying we're not reading chapter 20.
Amy, you didn't read chapter. We did this last time.
Yeah, I thought we were reading up to chapter 10, 100 pages. 100 pages was to chapter 10.
I read through chapter 10.
I read through chapter 10. Like, I'm getting ready to
So
start
you
chapter
don't
11.
even know where we're
That's
at.
why I don't understand what the cliffhanger is.
We
Totally
did
100%.
talk about one of the chapters.
Cliffhanger was where it was most the best.
Okay, we will read up to chapter 20 through chapter 19. Stop at chapter 20.
Okay.
You understand that?
I understand that, yes.
You know what is really bad, Cass, is that we have had to sit on this cliffhanger. And she doesn't have to, and that's not fair.
Not at all.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You're only allowed to read one chapter tonight and no more.
Oh, yeah.
And then you continue reading tomorrow.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Enjoy your one chapter.
Thank you. I will. Well, I guess I'll see you guys later then.
All right. Night.
Good night. So I still feel really bad that I left y'all with that cliffhanger and I didn't have to like wait as long.
That was unfair. It was.
That was a huge cliffhanger. I'm like, what?
It was.
I did wait. I did wait to continue on. Like I waited a day
Did you?
and then waited the next evening just to be a little bit fair.
The cliffhanger. What'd you think of that?
I mean, I knew that they were gonna run into the exes eventually, obviously, like before the wedding. And Peter reacted and acted the exact way that I thought he would. Like, he clearly is the kind of guy who wants it all. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like he wants to be with Petra, but he also wants Daphne to still be in love with him, and he wants that option in case things don't go right with Petra, that he could just go back to Daphne because she'll still be there pining over him.
Right.
And so yeah, he acted exactly how I expected. He was so rude to Miles, but in like the nice rude way, you know. Oh, I hate Peter. I hate Peter so much.
That's good. I think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I just, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the things that he says about Miles. It's like, he's just jealous. He is just jealous because he knows that he's not as good of a person as Miles. And he sees that somebody else other than him can make Daphne happier than she was with him. And he just doesn't like that. He doesn't like it.
Well, and the fact that he was with Petra. So, you know, there was that. But what did you think of the follow-up, though? I mean, like, their response. They didn't quite like it.
What do you mean? Whose response? Miles and Daphne?
Yeah, Miles and Daphne. I just felt so like middle school. Like
how they
off and going over and just like laying one on Miles. It was just like, I don't know. Like so middle school thing to do.
very petty.
Yeah,
It was very petty and I loved it. I really did. I really did. Because I mean, like, I don't know. I think that they took it a little far. Granted, that was like their first kiss, and I think they both were caught off guard by how much they liked it. And so
definitely.
So I think it was a little long and a lot, but yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was so petty and perfect.
I just thought it just seems so like, I'll show you. He's so middle
It was.
school. I did not
It
like
was.
that. I didn't care for that. I was like, that's too much.
Yeah. And they did it again at that prom too.
Yeah.
The prom.
And I had the same thought then too. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's so transparent. Like, you don't think they're gonna catch on what you're doing?
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking that too. I'm like, okay, so they already don't believe that you're dating or that it's going to last. And like now here you are acting kind of like not how a normal couple would act.
Yeah.
Like this is too much like in your face, like ha 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 kind of a moment that they're trying to do.
Right.
And it's not like it can't feel like looking at it as like a, oh yeah, that's totally organic, that's totally normal. Like they're definitely together.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, it's
I guess
those moments beforehand do it.
yeah, that's what I thought about the first one. It was just like so performance. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah.
That's
The second one I thought was at least a little more natural. Because like they were already dancing and
yeah, it was a lot, but I still liked it. Oh yeah. But
I liked the after part better though. I mean, I was really glad they stopped because it was like that was like the mature let's protect our relationship kind of thing to do rather than just a lot of them would be like just let's give in to our lust and do it and worry about consequences later and
yeah, I do like how they're like putting their friendship and everything first. Like they are like, okay, if this happens and it doesn't work out, there are some serious consequences. And like we both care about each other so much that we need to figure out if it is real before we continue on. Like it's still made me angry when they did stop because I wanted them to keep going. I want them together so badly, like together for real. And so when they did stop, I'm like, no. Like I literally yelled it out and everyone was just like, what?
I know, but it was just nice that it's not a like can't control myself, won't be able to stop. Like
it was a very mature, responsible reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they both are coming off of big breakups. Like, Daphne was engaged, and Miles and Petra were in it for the long haul too. So,
right,
it was, yeah, like they need to make sure that this isn't just like a rebound and proximity.
Well, and Miles obviously has some hangups, so
he does indeed, and well, so does Daphne. I feel like
definitely.
Daphne has a ton of trust issues and Miles kind of has abandonment issues. So, they go hand in hand there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it was good. I was glad that it didn't turn into I can't help myself, we're not going to stop, and then like regret the next day kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was glad it didn't turn into that. And I like that it's not like constant Daphne Daphne, because you really don't get Miles, but just like a constant, like her body tingling constantly, like she can't even look at him or talk to him, or she can't go out with Ashley and enjoy time, because she's constantly thinking about him. And
right.
Every time his name is brought up, she like gets wet or something. You know what I mean? I'm just so glad it's not that.
Me too. And I think that's going to be part of her growth, or like showcasing her growth, because she's not letting herself be fully consumed by somebody, like her thoughts be consumed thinking of someone else. Like she is actually working on trying to have her own life and figure out who she is. So I think it's good that we get to see that.
Yeah. It makes it feel like a real person.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of funny. when I read, I don't like picture characters like in my head, like, pictures. So,
Yeah.
when people talk about, oh, if you were going to cast this book, I'm like, I don't know. What does she even look like? I don't know. I don't even know what color hair she has. I'm sure it was mentioned, but I didn't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I have like this absolutely clear picture of Ashley in my head. I have no idea why. And I don't even know if it's accurate, but I think in the beginning, was she described as Asian?
No, I don't know. I really don't remember. I'm really bad at.
Anyway, the Asian actress from Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
I can't think of her name. Sandra Oh, I think.
Yeah.
That's who I see. I'm like absolutely clear. Because I'm fairly sure that she was described as Asian in the beginning. I think. Anyway, that's the impression I got, and that is who's in my head. And that is one of the first times that's ever happened to me. I'm like, wow, is this how most people read books? I have a sort of picture of Miles, but I don't have like anybody that I would, put in there. I just really like that Miles isn't like your normal main male character too.
Yeah. Like there's just so many things about him that I like. Oh my gosh, I freaking love Miles.
I know.
He's just the best. He's just the sweetest person, like so genuinely sweet and genuinely cares about people. And he just keeps surprising me through every time about like all of his connections and just his character and all of these things. I'm just like constantly being surprised by Miles.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
You have a cheesemonger?
What?
You have a cheesemonger?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting over here like, move aside, Daphne. I want to date Miles. Okay, he's mine. Petra's an idiot for leaving this man for Peter.
I'm getting a lot of vibes that there was some gaslighting going on between Petra and Miles. I think she was gaslighting him pretty heavy myself. Because
yeah,
and maybe gaslighting isn't the right. Maybe it's more like microaggression. Like she was always nice to him, but I could just see her like the things that he talked about, like with her family and stuff, just seem like you're really nice to your face, but like undermining him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that'd be gaslighting or not, but
yeah, I don't know. Just like I don't know what that would be called, but yeah, I could see that. Like I could probably see her like being nice to him and then like talking shit to her family behind his back.
Yeah.
Or even just like making like little subtle digs at him every now and again.
That's what I picture.
Yeah.
Because that one comment about like, oh, it must be nice to have a job where you don't have to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was probably something that she had a hand in.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Obviously haven't seen her on page very much yet, but she seems like that kind of person.
Like I feel like she's definitely like a fake nice person, but I wonder too if like she is just like constantly under like a ton of pressure from her family because like her family is like so prim and proper. Because like Miles mentioned that Petra would like smoke weed with him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That she wasn't always so like proper all of the time. And so I wonder if like maybe she ditched Miles to go be with Peter to try and please her family and not necessarily because she wants to be with Peter or I don't know. I really don't know. I could see that being something too. Like she's just not, she wants the look. She wants it all to look nice and pretty and fit in her world that she was raised in and she wants to stay in. And she's more of like kind of going for that and not so much anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know. Like you said, we haven't seen her much on the page, so I don't know.
I haven't seen much. I don't like her from what I have seen her.
No.
Because she
Definitely.
kind of did that nice mean girls thing to Daphne. So, you know,
She's Regina George through and through.
yeah. Okay, so do you think that there are some weird reactions though? Like, why was Daphne like so baffled by the idea of a senior prom? You know what I like? I mean, I get when they pulled up that she thought it was a high school prom. But then
Mhm.
walking in and I mean, she acted like the whole idea was just so
I mean,
alien. I'm like, what? It's a joke. Do you not get the joke?
I didn't get the joke. I thought it was kind of weird too. Like, I don't know. And I thought it was weird that I probably would have reacted the same way as Daphne, just thinking that this is different. This is interesting. Like,
But she was acting like she didn't understand what was going on. Like, okay, so you walk in, you see older people. There's a pun there. She
yeah.
has proven that she's fairly good with banter. So, like, I don't, it just felt strange. And then it was the same thing when she went to the poker night with Ashley.
Mhm.
And, you know, it was like she saw Leonard. What? And Bar? What? Like, dude, chill. They're friends. What? Damn. Calm down.
Okay, honestly, I didn't catch on to that. I didn't catch on to that at all because I thought that that was pretty, like, I would have reacted the same way. Like, it would have been so weird to me for my coworker to know these people that I just met who also know my, like, it's just like, oh my God, small world.
Small
Like,
world, sure.
Hard, like, I
It's
don't know.
just,
I would have been the same way.
I mean, I can get the small world, like walking in going, what the hell are you doing here? Kind of thing. But she was just acting like it was, what? And I think that's literally what she said was, what? And then
Yeah.
looked at Barb. Barb? It's okay, honey. Calm down.
I don't know. I didn't notice. I thought it was pretty normal reaction, but
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Speaking of her college friend, though, that pisses me off.
I could not believe that she did that.
I hope she gets a few words in with Sadie, too, because I want to see that smackdown.
Yeah, that was a bitch move. And I was
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me? Like, first of all, y'all were friends first, Miss Sadie. Okay?
Right?
You were in college. Peter was brought into your life by Daphne. Like, why? And then also, like, why? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. That made me so mad.
I know. Me too.
It's like some friend, like she clearly was not a true friend to Daphne ever. Because if she was a
No.
real friend, A, she wouldn't have just like not ever talked to her. And then B, had her ex-fiance, who ditched her in the worst way possible, come visit with his new fiance.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God,
And
girl.
just because Peter and Cooper are friends?
Yeah, which makes no sense. If they would have meet, I would have been like, if you want to meet Peter, you're meeting him without me. Okay, I will not be involved in this. I do not condone this. If you want to stay friends with him, whatever. But he's a douchebag, and I want nothing to do with him. So
Mhm.
on your own time, my love, on your own time. And yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah. That one just really, really. And I really hope that it's not a like Sadie comes to her senses and Daphne forgives her and they have this friendship moment. No. I want a
No.
smackdown.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I want a big
I
smackdown.
want Ashley to be there and also be involved in the SmackDown.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. That's why I hope something comes out of that because I don't want it to be just for drama's sake. That we have to kick Daphne while she's down so that we sympathize with her more.
Yeah.
I hope it's not that. I really want something to come out of that. that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think of Julia? The sister.
Oh, the sister.
Miles' sister.
Blanked. I like her. I think she's very, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old.
She's a lot.
Is that 23? I mean, she seems like a whole lot of extra.
Yeah.
For 23. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. For me, she reads like 16. But I don't know if I'm just old anymore.
Yeah,
because,
I don't know.
I mean, 23 is almost college graduate age. So, I don't know. She seems like a lot, but I like her character.
Yeah, she is a lot, but yeah, I do like her. I like how she's really pretty straightforward, and she's gonna say what's on her mind, good or bad. And I don't know, she just seems fun. Like, you never quite know where the next can go.
Yeah, except with her brother. She's not telling him why she's there.
Right. Like, I'm starting to wonder, like, what happened?
What's going on? And this wasn't like just a simple weekend visit.
Right.
He's been there like a week already.
Right, yeah. I don't know if it's something with his family, like mom and dad, because that's been getting brought up a little bit more, like his history with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's something with that. That's kind of what I'm
it makes me think Julie's going to say something now that Miles has told Daphne his background.
Yeah.
Makes me think something will happen with Julia. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but she doesn't live at home.
Yeah.
Because he brought up that she went away to college. Like, she went out of town, out of state kind of thing.
Yeah.
Against their mom wanted. So it's not like she lives at home and has to deal with that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
She's not pregnant. She's been drinking like a fish, so she's not pregnant.
Fact. Yeah. I don't know what it could be, but I'm interested to find out. It's something big.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be. I don't know. I'm wondering what's going to happen because this is only like a little over halfway through.
Yeah, there's not much left.
Like
a little bit.
Oh, is it more? Oh, it's quite a bit then. We've already had 2 meetups with the exes. I mean,
yeah.
And there's the Julia storyline, but there's really nothing else. I'm like,
well, there's Daphne leaving the readathon, so there's gonna be some drama with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm just thinking. There's
in the wedding.
The wedding and the whole that all is kind of together with the Daphne Miles. Then there's Julia's. I'm like, well, how much more are we gonna do here? Because, like I said, we've already had 2 meetups with the exes, so that's about played out.
Right.
I mean, they have to have sex at some point. They're going to.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Before the breakup, so that'll have to happen.
That'll probably happen, and then they'll break up like the next page.
Yeah, probably. What do you think of his whole like Sunday tour guide thing?
I think it's cute.
It is very cute. I'm just wondering why he's doing it.
Because I think he really likes her. I don't know. I think that he really likes the city and everything, and I think that he feels bad for her in a way for not having been able to experience the things that she should have been able to, like he sees how badly Peter like hurt her and kind of like messed up her life and all of that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I think that he is just like he's just a genuinely like a person who genuinely cares about others. And so I think that this is also him like helping himself heal by trying to bring joy to Daphne in ways, because I feel like he's one of those people who like feels better when he's helping others also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's so cute. And yeah. It's just coming
It is
from my
nice.
heart.
You know what I really, really love though? That he and Julia are both writing on the calendar.
Yeah, that whole
Yeah.
scene. I loved Julia's thing about like might commit murder or something, and then
Yeah.
she wrote on there, call FBI about Julia.
Yeah. I just
Oh,
love
Anna.
that they're both like writing on the calendar. I think that's great.
I said I'm still loving this book. It's been so much fun. This might be a 5-star. I know we'll have to see how the ending plays out, but right now we're sitting at a solid 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We will see. I don't think I'm enjoying it quite that much. Like, I like it, but it's kind of like, it's okay. I mean, she is obviously like the best romance writer I've read in a while. I mean, for contemporary romance, this is it. This is the good stuff.
yeah.
Because she focuses on the relationship, not just the attraction and the lust and the sex. There's an actual build of a relationship, and she does that really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just still romance.
That's fair. That's fair.
I can't help it. Throw some dragons in on it, would you? Let's kill somebody. I don't know.
Yes. Peter.
I guess
Let's kill
can
Peter.
it can only take so much of like date night. Like, okay.
That's fair.
There's a lot of date night in this.
There
There's
is.
a lot.
There is, but I love it. I'm a sucker for it. When
It's
Emily Henry
good.
does it.
Okay. I want some stuff. So I was really glad that we finally find out what's going on with Miles. And I really like that Daphne is focusing on figuring herself out. Making all of these like realizations about herself.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. That's that's a little pepper in with all of it. That it's not just all sweet. It's just, I don't know. So it's still just romance. And everybody is like so funny and witty, and it's like there's not a dull Doris in the group, It's like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's have some variety, please.
Nah. Right.
Whatever. So, I mean, it's good for me. It's good for what it is. It's excellent for what it is, but just, yeah, nah. As long as she sticks the landing on the end, it'll probably be a 4 for me,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But she's got to stick that landing, because
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I really don't want to have, I don't think I want to have like this whole fake dating like blown up and everybody knows it was all just an act. I don't think that would be very interesting.
Right.
I would, I'd rather it turn into a real relationship
Mm-hmm.
and then have it fall apart.
I don't know anything else. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else over this part.
And we are back. Unfortunately, Cass is not with us. She was able to join us for our very first buddy read recap, as you saw.
Mm-hmm.
But then, farm wife duties, man.
Yeah. And we got hit with technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical
well.
difficulties the second round, and then now tonight, farm wife calving season has begun, of course, because it's the coldest time of year.
It's below 0 and snow on the ground, so
Yeah.
of course the calves are dropping.
Exactly, of course.
Naturally.
Makes
I know.
total sense to me.
My youngest son, Nikki, helps out a rancher, and he was up all night last night, basically driving a tractor around a pasture looking for calves that were in danger of being frozen so that he could pick them up and get them back to the barn and be warm. That's what he did all night long. So yeah, sorry Cass, we miss you, but we understand.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But hopefully she can join us on another one.
Yeah.
And then maybe she'll even join us for book club.
Oh.
I know she read the book already, so I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. Like I said, hopefully she's able to at some point. But until then,
yeah,
our final recap of Funny Story is here. Alright, let's get into it. I ended up giving it a 4.
Uh-huh.
Because I just, for whatever reason, I didn't really like the ending. The last quarter, or third, that we read. Wasn't a fan of it all. Nothing that I wanted to see happened. Well, I mean, there were some things that, like, I wanted to see, but it wasn't like the oh my gosh, like the dramatic stuff.
Yeah, let me see, I don't remember where we left off.
In chapter 20.
That was like 2 days ago for me. I don't remember. I agree that what I wanted to happen didn't happen. I liked what did happen, but too much was left up to just summary.
Yeah.
So, because there was a lot going on in this book. I mean, you had Daphne's, story and growth. You had Miles's story and growth. You had together their relationship. Then you had Julia and you had Ashley and you had the families and then Peter and Petra. And so there's a lot going on in this book, and yet the last third, like, only concentrated on Daphne and Miles, which is fine. I mean, that's what the book's about, but yet a pretty big deal was made out of these other things. And then it was just left.
Yeah.
Kind of
it was just
to be summarized.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, we didn't actually get to see anything else, like, really play out. It was just, like, we were told this is what happened.
Right.
And, yeah, I felt a little cheated by that. Like, I kind of would have wanted to see some more stuff with everyone else, because at this point, like, I'm kind of invested in the other storylines and things.
I mean, you had the whole thing with Daphne and her dad. Her dad showing up, and you saw that relationship play out.
Which I didn't like. Like, I understand, like, that was maybe thrown in to, like, help you understand where a lot of her trust issues and stuff come from. But I just really didn't think it was necessary.
Well, it had to play into the end, though.
Yeah,
the way
but
she wrote the end.
I didn't like
that.
I
didn't either.
I didn't like it.
I didn't either. But it was there. So, really, the only thing you had about Miles's family was what he told Daphne, and then the one phone call from his dad.
Right.
Which
wasn't even like a phone
totally
call.
Brushed off. So why did, I mean, if her mom found out where Julia was and was harassing her, why did they not show up?
Exactly. Yeah, like that would have been really interesting, and then it could have been more of like, because I feel like throughout the book, she made Julia's thing, the thing she was hiding from Miles, such a big deal.
Big
And
deal.
I was waiting for this huge bomb to drop.
Yeah.
And be like, this is the reason why she left, and this is the reason why she's here. And then that was kind of like she could took the easy way out. She's just like, I can't really think of anything too crazy, so like, I'm just gonna say, like, this is it, and then we're not gonna play anything out.
And you'd see why Julia left.
Right.
But why did literally the only reason she showed up to Miles was she had nowhere else to go. That was just it. And then that didn't even play out, because in the end, Julia told Daphne that they talked and it was all good now. That's it. Well, but, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, when Daphne and Ashley got into a fight, that was played up way too much. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I understand that friendship was all part of Daphne's, getting her own life thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like the way she ended up comparing it to how Daphne then treated Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Or that, no, what Miles did was the same thing that she did to Ashley.
Right.
So
Well, yeah.
I did appreciate that parallel. But Ashley was a side character. We did not need Ashley's whole backstory to start playing a part in all of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was all unnecessary page time that could have been spent on things that had already been started
Mm-hmm.
and didn't get finished. And damn it, the whole Sadie thing never happened.
Right? Okay, I was waiting for that to get brought up because I was so mad by how that all got brought back in at the end.
Yeah, it's just at the end.
It was literally just like, I'm not ready to cut her off yet, and we're gonna meet. And it's all gonna be okay. We're talking, like, we called, we talked, we cried, we're all good now. Yeah. And I'm like, why didn't we see any of this?
And I mean, I understand that it was Daphne that reached out to Sadie. This is all in summary. You never actually saw any of it happening. And, they reconnected and whatever. But it was after Peeta and Petra broke up. What if Peter and Petra hadn't broken up?
Exactly.
And I didn't like that Peter and Petra broke up.
No, I didn't like that either. It would have been so much better for Peter or Petra to have come crawling back to one of them while they were still engaged.
Yes.
And still planning, because it would have made more sense. And
Yes.
it would have been like a full circle moment kind of a thing. Because
I'm having second thoughts.
Yes.
And wanting to see, are you still waiting for me? Do I still have a back door out?
yes, that would have made so much more sense. And
Yes.
it's like, that was how it was trying to be presented when it
Mhm.
happened in the end. But it obviously couldn't be like presented in that way because they already were broken up.
Right.
So it didn't matter.
And
He just
then-
wanted someone.
Like, Petra never showed up, except one time.
Yeah.
In the whole book.
Yeah, and then the whole fact that, like, that was Peter's, like, ammunition was be like, oh, well, Miles was with Petra, helping her. Like, that was so, all of that whole situation was so bad. Like, I needed more time for that to be
Yeah.
fleshed out.
Yes.
Because it was just, like, thrown in there and then moving
Yeah.
on.
And then it wasn't even the thing.
No!
It wasn't even the thing. He spent, a little bit of time with her. And then, and this is another thing that got me, too. He went off because her dad took off, as usual, because he's, kind of a deadbeat dad sort of character. He takes off with, no notice, didn't call her, left a note kind of thing, and left. And so Miles goes and confronts her dad. And that's what he was doing. So he didn't tell her because he knew that she'd be upset. And then when she was throwing Petra in his face, he still didn't tell her because he knew she'd be upset. She wouldn't like it. And then Daphne spins that all around to be a good thing. So he went and did something that I didn't like. He knew I wouldn't like. And he didn't tell me because he knew I would be upset. He knows me.
My knight in shining armor.
He knows me.
Please.
But it's not... But yeah, he does know you. And that's your big revelation, sure. But he did a bad thing. He did a bad thing. And didn't tell you and lied to you about it. But now it's okay because he knows me. He knows me. Yeah, no. No, I don't know. I don't know. Because in the end, what it boiled down to, instead of a breakup about their issues, because he didn't panic and run away, although she, not trusting, yeah, except he knows her, so apparently she can trust him to lie to her. It boiled down to a misunderstanding. And I'm like, oh, Emily, you're better than that.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
I've never been a fan of misunderstanding
Me
that
either.
break them up. And I wanted there to be a reason. Because, like, breaking up over a misunderstanding, there's, like, no reason. It's literally just, like, just poor communication.
And if he knows her so well, why did he ghost her for 2 days?
Exactly.
If he knows her so well. Why did he ghost her for 2 days?
Yeah. Like,
No.
I don't know. And
I
just,
don't buy that. I don't buy that.
I didn't
storyline.
like their breakup either. Their breakup was confusing.
Well, it was literally nothing.
Yeah. I'm like,
Because all that Miles had to do when she was getting out of the car was say, I went to see your dad.
yeah.
I mean,
problem solved.
And he knew that she was leaving because she thought that he just spent 2 days with Petra. He knew that. And that was somehow better? Eesh.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that from Daphne's perspective up to the point where Miles showed up after the 2 days, I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked kind of her spiral around with her issues. I liked her talk with her mom. I did like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty good. I thought it was a really good leading through Daphne's issue to Daphne saying, oh. It was after Miles showed back up again that I had the problem.
Yeah.
And he left her Fudge.
Yeah.
Like, literally, after she told him that that's what her dad always did, he left her Fudge and a note.
Yeah. Like, that made no sense to me.
A note that basically just said, I'm all good. It's okay. Okay. And this is all, like, still, like, brand new. I mean, what? They'd only been, like, they'd only known each other for, like, what, 4 months
Yeah.
to this point?
Like, been rooming with each other, yeah.
And for, like, the first 2 months, it was, like, ships passing,
Mm-hmm.
nothing going on.
Yeah.
So, like, the friendship aspect of it had only been going on a couple months. The relationship aspect of it was, like, 2 days.
Pretty much. And that was all spent in bed.
In bed. And so, well, I don't know. The fight that happened seemed like it would have been more appropriate for a couple that had been together like 6-7 months. You know, who had built something of a relationship together. But hell, they'd only been friends for a couple months at this point. Why should she trust him?
Right. Right. Yeah.
But instead, we had to do like an entire 2 chapters on Ashley freezing her out because she was mad. Because of Ashley's issues, which were not even part of the story.
It was such a waste. It really was. And I don't understand why it got thrown in there either.
I don't know. I did not get that.
No.
And the end was weird.
It was like...
Their get back together was kind of weird. Honestly. I mean...
Yeah. I was really happy when he showed up to the readathon. Like, I was like, oh. But then, yeah.
But it was kind of like, why would he?
Right.
Why would he?
Yeah.
Why would he have even shown up? When she had basically moved out and wasn't answering any messages. Why
and
would
he had ghosted her at that point, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh.
And all it was, and I mean by this point Daphne had kind of come to her own realization, but it was like, he just gave her this look like, is it okay that I'm here? And she smiled, and it was all good. Okay.
It's like, I think I would have some words.
Well, you know, make a bigger deal out of it. Show up earlier and, like, make an entrance and go, I know you don't want me to be here, but I just want to tell you. You know?
Yeah.
Have it all happen before the readathon.
It was kind of weak. It was a weak reunion.
Yeah. And her little speech to him at the end was weak. Too. I mean, it danced around a whole lot of stuff, but never really addressed anything.
Yeah.
Like when he asked her, well, do you want to go home? And she was like, no. I need to build my own life, and I want you to be a part of it, but I need to build my own life so I don't end up with a Peter again. And then it was just like, that was the only time it was said, and then it was gone. And that was it. And it was like, well, yeah, that's what you've been building to, but the whole book's been building to this, and that's all you gotta say? And then, the very end is like over a year later, and they're living together. They bought a house together.
Thank you. I thought that was weird too. I'm like, wow, and it like wasn't like they had, I mean, they had to have been, I would assume, living, well, maybe they weren't living together before they bought the house, but like,
I don't think they were.
I
Well,
don't know.
at least technically. But who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
because she had her own apartment. But
It's really hard for her to like live her own life when she's a wee again.
right? I mean, why not make it 6 months later? And I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was just weird. It was like right back
it
to
felt like a bad epilogue.
Yeah. But we're gritching a lot, and we're still giving it 4. I'm still giving it a 4.
Yeah, I'm still giving it a 4.
If I
Because
was,
the whole rest of the book was really good. I just really didn't like that last third.
yeah. If I was a fraction sort of girl, I probably would do like 3.75.
Yeah, same.
But I'm not, so we'll round it up to 4. But yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was cute. I loved Miles.
I did too.
Mm-hmm.
I did too. Such an unusual leading man.
Yeah,
And I liked
it was
that.
refreshing.
It
was
was.
very nice to have that.
It was.
Sure. I really liked how at the end she did say funny story.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, she said it!
Telling how they met.
Yeah, funny story.
Funny story.
Oh my gosh. I love those moments when the title's in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did like their relationship for most of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I really did.
Yeah, they were very responsible with
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
Like they were really thinking it through and taking the time that they needed to make sure that this was right for them.
Mhm.
They were being smart about it all.
They were right up to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked that. And maybe I just don't read enough contemporary romance that I think that it's unusual to see depth to your characters and to their relationship.
I don't think it's unusual.
No?
I think it is unusual, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really read contemporary romance.
I feel like a lot of times the female male like leads or whatever are very like copy and pasteable
Mm-hmm.
in every book. And this one I think was different in that way, where they actually, you could see their character growth, and
Mm-hmm.
you could see that there was more to them
And
than just a love story.
like a solid, realistic background.
Yeah.
You know, that it wasn't, I mean, neither one of them had a great family relationships, but it wasn't like horrible tragedy, you know, scarring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was scarring, but,
Well,
you know,
yeah.
not like terrible. Like, you know, like my dad beat me, or, you know, we were on the streets, or,
Mhm.
you know, nothing.
Nothing extreme.
It was just relationship related.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's obviously scarring, but it wasn't,
Yeah.
like
It made it relatable.
the massive
In-
tragic background.
Yeah, it made it more relatable in a way.
It did.
You
It
know,
was all
like-
very realistic.
Mhm. Which
Very
I appreciated.
realistic.
Appreciated it a lot.
Yeah. So when you have that and you have that to build on, and it really, you know, when you give the characters realistic issues to work through and issues that are possible to work through. You know, sometimes you read them, you're like, how are they ever gonna? And then in 3 months they're cured and everything's fine because they were cured by love.
Yeah.
You
Love
know?
conquers all.
Yeah, and so I do appreciate that about, well, the, 2 books of hers that I've read, that there is that. She does follow through
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I think.
Yeah.
You can see the arc makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
and we love things that make sense.
We do. We do indeed.
So yeah, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's a good time.
I still think Emily Henry's one of the best romance writers. I'm gonna keep reading her stuff. She's got a new book coming out this year.
She does. Yeah, I still have one on my shelf here somewhere. Yep, right there, that I haven't read yet.
One's good. I like that one.
People We Made on Vacation. Still haven't read it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's good time.
It was. They
It
always
was
are.
good time. And fast. Her reading is so,
Oh,
or her
yeah.
writing is so readable.
It's so bingeable.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Like I read every like little section that we had to read because we broke it up in like thirds. So
Mhm.
every time that I had to sit down and read, like it just went by so fast, and I could not remember the last time that I've actually sat down to read a book and I didn't get like bored of
Mhm.
reading within like the first 5-10 pages and have to do something else, or like I was back on my phone scrolling or whatever. Like no,
Yeah.
like this I was in it, just
Yeah.
in it and just going. And
Yeah.
and that's how like all of her books are just so good. They're so bingeable.
Well, every time I sat down to read, I read everything I needed to in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And it was done.
Yeah.
And I think I said it during our first talk that if I hadn't had to stop, or it was a good thing I had to stop, because otherwise I would have stayed up all night and read the whole thing. I would have, and been crappy in the morning, but book hangover. But yeah, I mean, I would have, because it is very engaging,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, our characters are good. I did have the little quibble about everybody was so smart and everybody was so witty, but I mean, she writes good dialogue
Mm-hmm.
and good banter between the characters.
It was a good time.
It was. Still would recommend, even
Yeah.
though it kind of let down at the end.
At
But
the end, but the rest of it was
still,
so good.
it
And nothing
really
else.
was.
Read it for Miles.
read it for
and
Miles.
Daphne. But definitely,
Yeah.
if you want a good love interest, read it for Miles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Daphne was a little, not cliche, but, you know, the children's librarian who's a little awkward,
Always so buttoned up.
shy, quiet. Yeah. So that was a little
Little on the nose.
bit. But Miles was definitely a different sort of main character.
Yeah.
And I
loved
did
him.
I did like him a lot.
Loved him so much.
I did too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Still would definitely recommend it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what else we recommend?
Joining us next week
Yeah.
for book club.
Woo!
So The Frozen River by Ariel Lawn. I almost said Alice. Ariel Lawn. We're going to be reading this next week, or talking about it next week for book club. So if you haven't read it, pick it up, read it, join us while we discuss it.
And also, if you enjoyed watching this video, please be sure to go and give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, go on down below the video, hit the red subscribe button, join the Everyday Adventure family so you can see our beautiful faces every Sunday, typically with new videos. Typically, you know, sometimes some of us go on vacation and get a little behind on the editing.
When somebody's in California.
Yeah, you know. Getting the sunburned and bruised. It's okay. Also, be sure and go and check us out over on TikTok and Instagram for more content and updates.
Yes. And while you're doing that, be sure and also check out the rest of Amy's channel, because it is more than book stuff, although we are now in our 3rd year So, are we in our 4th year?
I think our 4th year now.
Are we in our 4th year? We have 3 years of content that you could go binge.
Yes.
Something like that anyway.
Something close.
Lots of
Lot of
extra,
content.
a lot of content there. But it is more than just book stuff. So there is cooking videos, and there is home renovations and shopping. Also traveling around to like local features and festivals and sites you can see. There's, I don't know, will we be seeing some Cali videos? We will be seeing some Cali videos too. And of course, the 3 baby kitties, well, they're not babies anymore, they're chonkers, but
they're still babies to me.
the babies that show up fairly often. So check all of that out, and if you still want some more, go see her blog as well, which has features like Watch It Wednesday and Foodie Fridays. So check it all out and become a part of the entire Everyday Adventurer family.
Alright, well, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are
The Everyday Epic.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.